Hello folks, welcome to the Corner View. Folks, let's talk about team.
A team of superheroes, born to conquer all opposing forces.
You maybe have your favorite team, maybe it is the Lakers or the Bulls or whatever, and it's so much fun, right? Hey, this is my team, we go in the high and in the lows, and I love them, and it is so much fun, right? To feel that you are winning, and you are sometimes the underdog, and we are coming from behind, and then we accomplish, the impossible, and we win. That is just the best thing ever, right? And it feels great. And I love it. You love it. Everybody loves it. But what about politics? In politics, there also seems to be these two teams, Democrats, the Dems, and the Reps, the Republicans. And these guys are at each other. And it seems that, one of them has to be right? Which one is it? Do you believe that the Republicans are right? Or do you... Democrats, I guess, or the Republicans? Which one do you identify yourself with? Folks, I want to tell you today that if you identify with any of these two teams, actually, you are not being objective. You are lost. You are being played out. Yes, you are being played out by the people that control both teams. Yeah, I know what you're thinking. Conspiracy theories. What is this guy talking about? One single power? No, guys. Let's just think about this for a second. So first, guys, what is politics about? Right. So is it about who is right about something? For example, let's talk about abortion. Abortion is something that we could all agree that it doesn't affect everybody in the same way, just like for example, safety. Safety normally tends to affect, if the city is not safe, it is not safe for everybody else. So we all want to live in a safe city. But if Lupita there chose to do an abortion or not to do an abortion, it doesn't quite affect me. It is probably perhaps for Lupita and God and whoever she wants to think about, right? It is probably for her. So, but these guys have us thinking about abortion as a central issue. Either you are pro-women and pro-choice, and you are a Democrat, or you are pro-God and pro-life, and you are Republican. And that's what they want us to be thinking about. But maybe maybe what we need to be thinking is not this, because government should not be dictating the moral status of your life. Government should be about policy, economical policy, safety, these are things of the common interest, economic policy, safety, roads, infrastructure, etc. Right? Because that's where we all take part of and we all participate. But we are talking about abortion, and we feel very strong about that. And guys, I wonder if this is something that we need to be thinking about. In the meantime, guys, there are things that are being passed, legislation, laws that affect you, and you don't even know because you are fighting about abortion. Let me give you an example. So there was this big manufacturer, beer producer. They were in big cities. And they realized that they had a disadvantage in terms of how much they paid to their workers. They were competing with a lot of smaller breweries, this is years ago, smaller brewers that were paying a lot lower wages because they were not in big cities. So what they said, they went with the politician in turn and they say, hey, Johnny, guess what? We need to put a minimum wage for beer producers. All the beer producers should make X amount of dollars per hour. Oh, but my God, coming from the industry, this feels like you have your heart in the right place. Oh my God, and I'm thinking as a politician, how good this is going to look for votes. This is great. So I propose it, and these guys are going to help me fund the campaign, and they'll help me fund my campaign as well, and everybody wins, right? Except what happens, guys, is that the labor that they were paying was already high. And by making this law, they were bringing everybody else pay the same wage, and they were eliminating this competitive advantage that other producers had. These guys had economies of scale, they were very well established, they were ready to compete, but this thing was bugging them, and they took it out via legislation. So in this example, guys, I'm not saying, by the way, that minimum wage is bad. In this example, it is like that. The point is that there's legislation being passed so that you, as a consumer, pay more and you don't even know it. The US spends today, the people in the US spend today a lot more in many things versus other countries just because of legislation. We spend more in banking, we spend more in airfares, we spend more in sugar, in avocado, and the list continues on and on. I should actually show you the list. The list continues on and on because these guys get together, the producers or the manufacturers get together, and they go and lobby and support campaigns and whatever, and they pass laws. By the way, I studied this in business school. I went to business school, my friends, and in business school, we had a class that it was called non-market environments. Strategy in non-market environments. And the class was exactly about that, how to affect legislation, how to package legislation in such a way that it looks very good to enough constituents so that it passes, to enough politicians so that it passes. And packaging legislation meant making it look like one thing when it was something else, when it was really about me. Guys, we study that. My friends from other business schools, Harvard, Stanford, Kellogg, they know this, and they work in the most successful companies packaging legislation to do this. And you on the other side are busy with abortion, thinking about abortion. The other guys are God evil people that don't believe in abortion. They want to kill people. And the other people are just not giving to give a woman what they need while that woman doesn't have food or whatever. And they have us fighting about this while these companies are poking your eyes, my friend. The point of two parties, and they make you very skillful fight with each other and at the same time passing legislation, is great. It's a great scheme, and you are being part of it. So in the beer example that we were talking about, my friends, who pays? The people that pay, because when this company is going to win, right? This company is going to win over the other guys, and they are going to be able to make their beer more expensive. But making their beer more expensive, because now they have the market, because they kill the other guys via legislation, you pay. You pay more for beer. When they pass legislation that it has to have this, it has to have that, and then who pays? You pay. I pay. We all pay. When they say we have to have all this equipment in airports that cost millions and billions of dollars, who pays for that? You pay, my friend. You pay. It is being proven that much of this equipment actually doesn't work, and it is very ineffective. People have actually tested the equipment, bringing weapons, and they have been in 90-some percentage of the times being able to successfully pass. But still, you are paying. Do you like it? Friends, why cannot the politicians do this? Why cannot the politicians see what is coming? Have you seen your politicians?
I don't wear a toupee. It's my hair. I swear.
Guys, sometimes these guys are smart and they mean well, but they just don't have the staff to go and understand all the tentacles of one legislation, everything that is going to be affected. Because everything that is affected, that's where the money is pulling all these things, right? That's where they are, all these organizations pulling the strings for something to happen. The politicians, do you believe that the politicians have the time, the staff, the smarts to actually realize what's happening? So yes, let's keep talking about abortion, my friend. Yes, those, or weapons, right? Arms. In the meantime, things are happening. These days, it is about healthcare. Why healthcare passed one time and why it is so difficult to repeal healthcare? Because of one single reason. Because healthcare companies have very important, very powerful lobbying arms in Washington, because they fund campaigns, because they move decisions. That's why, my friends, Obamacare or Obama Light or about whatever you wanted to call it, modified or changed, will not go away. Because all of this is really a check of the government to all these companies. Obamacare was that, a check of the people, forcing you to pay for all these companies, and the Republicans cannot take it away because they are part of the same system. The same systems that funds their campaigns. So they are trying to package it differently or call it whatever you want. But it won't go away, my friends, because of the powerful enterprises, companies that are behind it. So what to do, my friend? Every time that somebody says, oh, you know, this law is bad, this law is good, you know, we need to think, who is benefiting from this law? Who is on the other side? We need to think, my friends. This is very freaking complicated, but that's the only way. That's the only way, because the politicians are not doing it. That's the only way for you to realize, for you to think, who is benefiting? When somebody says, we need to do this, and everybody's all alarmed and whatever, who is benefiting? When they say, we need to have this set of vaccines to children, who is benefiting? Because there's an interest, there's a powerful interest behind that is making the waters turbid. My friends, I'm not saying that vaccines are good or bad. I am not saying that in this point. What I'm saying is that there is this powerful force that is making the waters turbid and making us not see the actual truth. That's what I'm saying. So my friends, every time that there's something, whatever it is, think, who is benefiting? I will be thinking with you. Thank you. Until the next one.